Hi, Mom. It's me. I'm sending you love from Saratoga Springs, New York, and I just wanted to show you a few pictures of what's happening here in my visit with Maddie. So before we proceed with anything, we have to eat. And when you're at the airport, you eat bad food. And in this case, the bad food is French fries smothered with cheese sauce topped with bacon bits. It was really good. It set us on our way. We had a 4.5 hour layover in Charlotte. So we spent a significant portion of our time eating this. When we got there, we had takeout Indian food at Maddie's apartment. And if you can follow my red pointer, you will see me taking the selfie, Maddie, excited to eat food, and Lisa, who is just happy to finally have made it to Saratoga Springs. And we will celebrate with a bottle of wine and yummy Indian food. So it didn't take us long to hit the sack. Maddie always goes to bed early since she gets up at 4. But first I had to cuddle with the dog and then cuddle with the daughter, circling the daughter with the red pointer. And then we went to sleep fairly easily because we had gotten up at 3 o'clock in the morning. The next morning, we walked to the racetrack. It's only about 15 minutes away, but we had to stop and take some pictures of the beautiful houses in Saratoga Springs. They're very East Coast houses with wonderful wraparound porches. Here's the entrance to the racetrack. I wanted to give you all the flavor. Here is a horse crossing where horses go from the stables to the paddock to the racetrack. And here's our nice security guard. And here we are, each of us talking about our mothers. I told him I was making a video for my mother, so we talked about our mothers. And over here on the right-hand side is the Hall of Fame National Racing Museum. And these are all different silks, little jockeys with different silks from different owners. And they line the entrance to the museum. The first morning we went and had breakfast and watched the workouts. So you can go to the track early in the morning and have a buffet breakfast, coffee, and watch the horses work out on the track. And I'm circling the horses with my red pointer. And here's Lisa, and here's me. One big event that happened today is that Maddie went to the steward's office to get her jockey's license. She had one piece of paper left to give them, and so here she is waiting outside the steward's office, and they let her in, and she gave them her paper, and they gave her the rights to race thoroughbreds. In the afternoon, we went for a walk downtown with the goal of getting manicures and pedicures, because when you're attending the races, you have to be well groomed. So here's Maddie, and here is her roommate Rafi, who is from France, and we were on our way to get manicures and pedicures. Here we are at the nail salon. Lisa's very excited to sit down and get a pedicure. Maddie is getting lotion slathered on her leg, and here is Rafi in the background. Maddie's getting ready to have her pedicure sitting in the massage chair. And Rafi, who only got a manicure, is enjoying that as well. So after this expedition downtown where we got groomed and did some shopping, we were hungry for dinner. So we went to a place called Scallions. This is Lisa's martini, which just looks so refreshing. And then for dinner, one of our dishes was mashed potatoes with truffle oil with broccolini and sauteed mushrooms. And because none of us could decide what to eat from the menu, we got 3 things and shared the 3 things. The next morning, we visited the training track again, and I thought I would send a few pictures of the busyness and what the training track looked like. So after the horses get worked out and exercised, they get a bath. Sometimes it's just water, sometimes it's soap and water. So here's this horse getting a bath, and he's tolerating it quite well. I think it might be because he's tired from his workout. So here is Maddie. She rides for a main stable and then freelances for a different stable. And so here is the assistant trainer. I am showing this with my pointer, my red pointer. And he has just thrown her up on this very fresh gray filly. So here is Maddie. I'm pointing to the top of her head with my pointer, and she's about to ride this very fresh filly for a workout. And here is Maddie talking to some owners. She's about to be hoisted up on this horse. So she's telling the owners about her daily schedule for working horses out. And here is a jockey that she's going to ride with. They're going to do a breeze together, which is a very fast workout. Afterwards, we are both coffee deficient, so we go to the bakery and have a lovely breakfast before the big rains came. Delicious coffee and egg sandwiches. Then Lisa and I, while Maddie napped, took Pilot out for a swim. This is Saratoga Lake. My pointer is right in the middle of the lake, moving around. And here are the beautiful lakeside houses. This is Pilot's little orange buoy, and here's Pilot swimming in the lake to get his buoy. And he swims so fast, he even makes his own wake. He successfully gets the buoy, grabs it, swims back home, and is very proud of himself. This gives him a lot of wonderful exercise. After Maddie naps, we went to the races. And here is the ending of a race. I'm circling it with my red pointer. It had rained quite a bit, so the track was quite sloppy. But we didn't care. We were in a box. So here we are with our lovely drink. And we can even watch the race on a screen in our box. We got to go to the paddock because Maddie is friends with a trainer. So we got to go to the paddock, and that means we go into the enclosure where they prep the horses and walk them around. So on the right side is the picture of us at the paddock. And here is Lisa. Maddie's in the middle, and then me. And you can see we're all dressed up because you can't go into the paddock or into the boxes unless you're well dressed. On the left is the horse that we were rooting for. I'm circling his head with the red pointer. And here is the trainer who's giving him a bath to keep him cool. After the races, we went to a wine and cheese party at the National Racing Hall of Fame Museum. And we got in free, because the person at the desk recognized us as the people who broke the racing simulator last year. And it's just come back into commission again. And she thought it was so funny, she let us in for free. So we had delicious wine, delicious aperitifs, all for free. And here is Lisa on the left, Maddie in the middle, and Rafi, Maddie's roommate, on the right side. So then the next day, it's the same for Maddie. Up early, working, working, working. In the middle here, she's riding her horse to the track. She rides on the rail to get her instructions, shortens her stirrups on the left, and then she goes for a ride. While Maddie was working, we got a behind-the-scenes tour with Maddie's friend, Keith. And I'm circling his head on the right. And here I am, obviously, taking the picture, and Lisa, and we drove around in his golf cart and got a wonderful picture of the backside. He gave us a great behind-the-scenes tour. This included the grave sites of 4 horses, one of which is 4-Star Dave, which is, I think, a great name. But Keith told us that 4-Star Dave was such a cool horse. He raced at Saratoga so many times. He earned a whole lot of money. And he was such a cool horse that his jockey rode him to a bar after one of his races. And then around the barn, we see a few things, including cute horse faces. I don't know this horse's name, but I would call her Perfect Star because she has a perfect star in her head. And then over here is a whiteboard with all of the racing for the day.